This is Uncle Martin going live on Friday, I'm going to have to say 22nd. It's my guess in November. I should look this up. This is my little boy here. He gets a goodie every time we sit down. So what we have for you today is going to be interesting enough. It's going to be on, it's normally answering question day on Friday, but I'll try to do that, but I want to get something across real fast, how water has memory. That's right, water has memory. Now, there's a fella called Masaru Emoto, and in 2004, he wrote a book on the hidden messages in water. And what it comes down to is, well, his claims were that thoughts, words, and feelings and music affect the molecular structure of water, which means what he'd do was he would give different things of thought, electrical, music, into the water. He'd take pictures of it and he'd freeze it. And what happened was the crystallizations in the water did different things on the sounds, and the thoughts and music that were quite remarkable. It would form ice crystals, and from there he took the pictures of it. And if you ever look up this guy Masaru Emoto, you'll see what I'm talking about. He has pictures of the ice crystals. All right, one more. Yeah, right. He's gonna bury that anyway. I know. Oh, look at that. On film, he's actually eating the chewy. So what we have is the ice crystals formed different patterns by the thoughts, the electrical current that he put into it, and the music, and the feelings and words. Now, when he did words like love, peace, they all turn different crystallizations in the formation of the pictures that he has. It's pretty remarkable because he used words like evil and hatred. And these crystallizations were not very positive looking. They were very dark, and they also had a asymmetric to it, which was distorted with negative vibrations, which is quite interesting because, well, he did things with polluted water, with prayer, and the different colorizations of the water before the prayer was on that water, and it's quite significant. Now, this is 2004. Now, what I want to talk about real fast is how, well, I knew about this stuff back in the 70s, and that's what I'm going to say is, hey, Forsaken fan, hello. I like your videos. Well, thank you. And Gourmet Gangster, yo, my man, well, yo to you too. This is all on water has memory, by the way. Now, what we got is two quick stories I'm going to tell you that I knew about back in the 70s. Now, the first one was, oh, by the way, the scientific community, they all think this is pseudoscience. Pseudoscience, which means they don't believe in any of this stuff. Yeah, but that's scientists. Maybe they're going to have to look into this a little bit more. So we got, in New York, it was back in the 70s, there was a holy man. Actually, there was two holy men, and I believe they were from India. And what they did was, they did an experiment, a scientific experiment. And they took, first of all, they took the water from a muddy puddle on the streets of New York, and they took that water, they did a scientific analogy of it, and it was crummy water. It was polluted water. And what they did was they put their hands over the water, they prayed over it, and then they did the analysis again. And what they came out of was the water itself, the molecular structure had been totally changed from a dingy, crummy, dark color, more pristine color, and the molecules uh, became more pristine and pure to where the water was pure enough to be drinkable. Yeah, one more. He's been eating these pretty fast. Okay, the water was dirty. Yes, the water was polluted, dirty, totally dirty. They didn't. I'm saying the scientists did this. They wanted to be with these guys, and that's why I'm saying, why do scientists think this is pseudoscience? They must not have got a hold of these stories yet. Um, okay, Forsaken, you gotta like to stay, but you gotta go sleep. All right, give me a thumbs up or down, and finish this up when you get time. All right, it's gonna be fantastic stuff. Um, Gourmet, you like my doggo? Oh, I like him too. So what they found was this water had been totally molecularly changed by these gentlemen putting their hands over the water and blessing the water. Sort of goes alike with the last Japanese scientist Emoto did on his stuff in 2004. Now, the second quick little story is going to be, excuse me, on there was two groups. That was in New York. This next one was out of California. And this was done about 1979, 1980, I believe, around those time period. Now, what they did was they took two groups of people. Now, the first group of people, they they separated the people. They put the first group of people in front of a fountain of water. The second group of people were put in a fountain of water, in front of a fountain of water, but they were miles and miles apart, so they weren't very close. And this same strategy was done by the scientists when they knew about this experiment going on. They took the water from both the fountains, and the water was not drinkable, and it was rather polluted, as fountains get when they just keep going over and over again without getting purified. That's why you never drink fountain water, kids. I don't even know. I don't know if I even want to swim in it, but that'd be another story. So the first group of people were told that in front of their fountain, they had to put all the, the first group was they wanted them to bless the water with love, peace, light, gratitude, happy emotions, and thought, as much as they could muster up, and put that into their fountain of water. That was pretty much polluted. Now, the second group of people, miles away, they were told to, put as much hatred, cursing, screaming, evil thoughts, and emotion as much as they could muster up, possibly, and put it into their fountain of water. Now, this is quite amazing because both fountains of water had been changed molecularly. As we said before the test, both the waters were pretty much the same. They were polluted and not drinkable. Now, what happened was the first group of people, they had the molecules in that water accelerated. It was accelerated, and the molecular structure had become more pristine, beautiful, and it became drinkable. Okay, so now the second group of people, what happened was it was a little different. Molecules had changed, all right, but they changed in a more negative way. They found that it turned darker and even more polluted, and the molecules were more denser and slower. So what it comes down to is, gosh, I'm dropping my goodies here. The two groups of people had two different outcomes by what they were thinking, what they were saying, what their emotions were toward their fountains of water. Hey, Russia, how you doing? Can't pronounce that. English, my Russian isn't that well done, but hey, welcome aboard. I'm in Arizona. It's about ready to rain, which is perfect topic for this because I'm talking about the memory of water. Now, as we all know or don't know, I went to 20 schools. I did graduate, and I believe in about three of them. I remember this as stats, and it still stands. That in our body, we are a lot of water. In fact, our our brain. What does a brain hold? Our brain holds our brain, heart, and liver. Brain, heart, and lungs hold 75% water. Okay, and our kidneys, they hold. Well, let's see. The liver holds 77% water, and the kidneys hold 80 to 85% water, and that means we are water. We are fountains of water. So, in the fountains of water that we have, no, I have no more for you. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh, maybe I got one more. Let me see. Yeah. Actually, I got two more. I love this dog. You get so many treats when I sit down. Okay, how am I? Yes, Russia, I understand you just had some snow. We just had some snow up in Flagstaff, and now we have over a 40-inch base for skiing. Anybody want to come out to Flagstaff, Arizona? It's a good time. And because it's actually only 60 degrees today. Yeah, isn't that nice? Hey, hey, from Italy. I'm Italian also. Half Italian, half a German. That'd be another story. So what we have here is the memory of water, and we being individuals of nothing but water. We are fountains of water, is what I'm saying. And us being fountains of water, what are we charging ourselves with? As we well know, it takes 1/1,000,000th of a spark of electricity to make any thought. We know about this. So electricity, we are electrical beings. As I said about the scientist Emoto, he was charging the water with electrical current. That was changing the molecules in the water. So we are charging our bodies, which is water, into what level, what degree is my question. Are we pristine water, or are we muddy water? Are we, well, through our free choice, through our thought, our word, and our deed, we can choose all these things, okay? Okay, hey, Taiwan. Alistair lives in Flagstaff. He enjoys the snowball, unlike what time you guys left me at the top. This is my buddy Jerry from Taiwan. We went skiing one time, and he got stuck on top of the mountain. That wasn't funny, but he did make it down. He's okay. I remember that day particularly because I ate 5 meals in one day. I had breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, and then I think we went out again for another meal. When you walk around up in Flagstaff, Arizona, you basically work your body to where you're burning a lot of stuff to where you have to replenish yourself. Now down in Arizona here, I eat 1 meal a day. So I guess it depends on where you are too. Yes, proper salt with proper water equals hydration. This is true when you mix salt with water. These are elements. We are the salt of the earth, as they say. This is very true. And if anybody remembers that when you use turmeric to get it going and activate it, you need some pepper. So we need these combinations, don't we? As well as our combinations with our thought, our words, and our deed on what our body will become. It'll become a pristine chalice, where it's going to be full of sieves, and you won't be able to hold that much light. And that's the whole idea. We are beacons of light that have to hold light, and the light dissipates very quickly when we start thinking negative things and start dwelling on, I don't know, hatred, mild dislike, feelings of, judgment toward people. All these things are part of the 5 deadly poisons, which I'll go into at another time. What I'm saying is, we have a choice. Thousands of years ago, a great person said, you will be accountable for your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. Karmically, yes, accountable. What is karma? Karma is a Sanskrit word meaning action. So our thoughts, our words, and our deeds are action. So that's what karma means. What you give out, you get back tenfold. So let it be positive. But if you don't believe that, you just keep giving off negativity and see what you get back there. It'll all hit you pretty soon if you haven't understood that already. And if you didn't, that's fine. Just got more things to learn. You're welcome for the positive information there, Mr. Taiwan. So anybody out there giving me a thumbs up or down, that'll be great. A little comment would be fantastic. And again, I have this platform now that if you do join my platform, if you have one, I'll join yours. And if you don't, when you subscribe, at least you'll know when Uncle Martin's going to do a live. That's what it comes down to. And I'm getting pretty close to 2,000 subscribers. But I'm kind of on the border here. So if anybody wants to join up and be part of the 2,000 crowd, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Hey, thumbs up, proximity. Thank you. So there was, you are at 2,000. I'm at 2,000. Hey, thank you everybody out there dealing with Uncle Martin making it to 2,000. Now all we need is more viewed hours watched, and then I can become indoctrinated. What is it called? Monitorized. Is there a difference on that? I don't know. So that was the other part I was going to say with the thought part. It takes 1/1,000,000th of a spark of electricity to make any thought. Now there was a wise sage. I believe he was from India. No, buddy, I got nothing for you. No more. No. It's hard for him. He's been gobbling these things down. Anyway, the wise sage from India said this. He said, with one thought. Actually, he just said with a thought. With a thought, you can become a Christ or a Buddha. With a thought, you can become a demon or a devil. Hey, isn't that interesting? We do bring on we bring on things ourselves. So if we're thinking about angels and God, that's what you're going to have around you. You're thinking about the other guys, that's what you're going to have around you. And you have free choice. Both have a vibration. I'll go into that another time. Hey, Big Daddy. Trucking, huh? Love ya. This is the black guy with the low locks who sees you at work. Every now from Arizona. Stay blessed. Hey, Big Daddy. Trucking. Love you too, man. And, okay, Taiwan, let's go, huh? Yeah. And Zimmerman, be well. We have all these things that we can think about, and our thoughts. See, when I told one of my clients once about the thought, word, and deed, how necessary it was to have control, because, well, let's face it, Jesus did say that 2,000 years ago. You will be karmic. No, you will be liable for your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. So I told this to my client one time. I said, yeah, because they believed in Jesus. And I said, yeah, well, Jesus said you're going to be accountable for your thoughts and your words and your deeds, because they were Christian and they were saying some negative things. So I thought I'd just bring up that for them. And they said, no, that's impossible. You can't be control of your thoughts or your words and your deeds. But yes, you can. How can this be? Well, that's because you have to acknowledge, first of all, what you're thinking. Acknowledge what you're saying. Think about what you're saying before you say it. And whatever your actions are, you are definitely in charge of that, okay? So when we realize thought, word, and deed, we have an obligation to do the best we can. And of course, when you fall on your face and you did something negative, just ask for forgiveness. Hey, really, and there's the recording angels, by the way. And these recording angels take everything down every day, every lifetime, everything you've done, thought, word, and deed. So if you understand that, you can say when you screw up, you say, hey, recording angels, yeah, I did this, but I will try not to do it again. You know what? They strike it from that paper. Just something to think about, okay? Yeah, proximity. Your thoughts paint your future. They paint your future, and it puts everything that you're thinking all around you. So when you're saying you're cursing God, why did He do this to me? Well, guess what? He didn't do it. You did it. You can't blame anybody. You're the one who brought that thing upon yourself. Hey, happy boy, no more for you. No more. He doesn't believe me. You better stop hitting my arm. He's a nudger. Yes, you do get painted by your thoughts, and tainted. Hopefully, it's brighter than darker. So that's what I wanted to say. Memory. Water has memory, and see, this guy Emoto, he was doing this water thing with taking pictures of the water after it was frozen, and when it came out and it was crystallized, it was very beautiful on the happy stuff like faith, love, charity, gratitude, and it was so dark and dingy when he was talking about evil, hatred, cursing. These crystallizations were totally opposite. They were dark and crummy looking. So just if water can do that, and we are a majority of water within ourselves, we are crystallizing right within ourselves either positive things or negative things. And of course, we have a mixture of both. But when negative things come up to our mind, this is a time for transmutation, to where you take those thoughts and say, I don't want those thoughts. I throw them into the fire. I throw them back to the great central sun. I throw them out of my being. I cancel them out. I delete them. I no longer want them. And in that recognition, they might come back a couple more times, but they'll be extinguished if you keep this concept up of every time negative things come up to your periphery of consciousness, you consciously recognize it and say you don't want it. It's when you basically, maybe you consciously recognize it or daydream about things and they are negative things. You got to be more control of what you're thinking about. Remember, one thought, it takes 1/1,000,000th of a spark of electricity to make one thought. So we were electrifying these thoughts into a crystallization that is going to be either positive or negative for us. That's what it comes down to. It's pretty simple. It's what we bring on ourselves. You don't blame anybody. You don't blame your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your father, your mother. Sure, they might have done negative things to you, but you got to forgive them. Or whoever it was, your aunt or uncle. We've all been bruised. We've got to let it go, forgive them, let them deal with that karma, and that way you can go down progressing spiritually, is what it comes down to. Okay, proximity. Yeah, I feel those negative thoughts creep in and I have to make a conscious decision to step away from them. Yes, not only do you step away from them, but you consume them by transmuting them into a higher level. And that is by recognizing that you don't want them anymore. Because we are co-creators with God. We co-create what is around us. And once we realize that, we start co-creating more positively than negatively, consciously. And that's all it comes down to. Okay, guys. This is Friday. Looks like it's going to rain on me pretty soon. I want to keep this one short. So again, if you haven't, I'll leave it up to you whenever you want to join the club here. Just watch a few more stuff I got for you. It's always something different, always something factual. I try to be scientific because I'm an alchemist ever since I was a child. We all are alchemists. What we experiment with. Sometimes we go down the dark road, but we don't know it's a dark road until we experience the outcome of it. And it's never too late to go toward the road of light. Now, all roads do lead to Rome, but some are very dingy, but some roads are dead ends, and we got to get out of those roads. So that's what it comes down to. Just being cognitive of what we're thinking about, what we're saying, what we're doing, what we're thinking toward other people. All these things are thoughts, and they do affect people. We know cursing affects people on a different level of, well, let's just say cursing. Also, that fantastic person, Jesus said, it is better to bless than it is to curse. Hey, just look at the water experiment we just did. All the blessings and how all that water was pristine, and all the cursings, how dark and dingy it was. Well, there you go. It is better to bless than it is to curse. Now, we've proven this scientifically. He was talking about it thousands of years ago. All this has come to fruition for anybody that has an eye to see, an ear to hear, and the gumption to start transmuting those negative things that are coming up into your periphery and saying you don't want them anymore. Just cancel, cancel, cancel. Be gone. You are no longer a part of my life. I always say go back to we have a great central sun, and it's where a lot of things are consumed. So I always say go back to the great central sun for requalification. And that's another way of doing it. However you want to do it, it's just that you're getting rid of those things that are stopping us to grow spiritually. Okay? Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed it so far, and give me a thumbs up or down again. And until I see you again, God bless you, be well, God victory.